All right, what's going on? I think this microphone will finally work. Hopefully, we have finally found a functioning microphone. Got a camera, got some new mics, tested them out outside of Memphis when I was camping. Totally didn't work. Did a whole 2-hour awesome stream. Talked about some fun stuff. I'm just probably not even going to talk about it anymore. The vibe's gone. The moment's gone. And we'll bring up topics and stuff along the way. But it was a good stream, and it just didn't even work. No audio. That's fun. That's fun. So hopefully this works. If not, I might literally just start hitting record on my phone and you can just deal with it. The bad audio, the bad quality, the whatever, you know. In the meantime, I'm going to sit out here. We're at Percy Priest Lake outside of Nashville. I got little duck friends. If this is actually working, if the glasses are working, you can see my little duck friends I made here. I'm not even feeding them, but they just kind of keep coming up to me, like, I think expecting me to feed them. They're cute. Look at them. Look at these majestic monsters. Look at these beautiful beasts right here. Majestic monsters floating on the water like that. I don't know if you can see in the glasses. Can you see how clear this water is? Look at that guy. That guy's passing out. Look at this guy. He's stretching out, stretching that neck out. Getting a nice little, yeah. But what's up, y'all? Welcome in. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to my campsite. We're on Percy Priest Lake outside of Nashville. I'm going to talk a little bit about my trip last week in Memphis. Did a whole stream where I was talking about I was going to go to Memphis. And that stream, like I said, didn't work. The audio didn't work. The mic I bought didn't work. Hopefully this one does. Hopefully this one does. If not, it's going to be stream number 2 of me just talking. And you can watch. I guess you could watch me while I not talk, while you not hear what I'm talking about, which might be better. It might be more entertaining for you. I don't know. It might be more your thing. If that's your thing, you can just hit mute on this, hopefully. But what's up, y'all? I don't even know what day it is. It's like August 15th or something, August 14th. We're here at Percy Priest Lake. I don't have a journey update for you. I'll get that for you on the next one. I've been pretty bad, though, lately. I've been pretty bad about skipping out on reading a couple days, not exercising one day when I should have. Hydrating's been pretty good. I've been hydrating a lot. I can't recommend it enough, like really drinking like a gallon of water a day, especially if you're in the South where it's crazy hot. Just taking, this is a 32-ounce bottle right here. I just take about 5-6 of these every day. And my fun little thing at night is if I don't have enough water, and I want to check that box. I want to check that box on my journey update. Get all 6 things, where I be creative, I be social, I pray, I read, I exercise, and I drink water. I stay hydrated. That's a crucial one of the 6 things I have to do every day. So if I'm not meeting those, say I've checked every single one of those off for the day, and I haven't drank water, I will literally, my new routine is as I sleep in my truck, as I'm traveling the country and sleeping in my truck, I will just sit there in my truck before I go to bed and just chug water and read my Bible. And it's been magical. There's something about water that just is, not just healthy and good for you, but like spiritually, like if you're just drinking water as you read, there's something like good about it. It feels good. And highly suggest you drink distilled water. That's what I drink for the most part. Try to limit as much fluoride as possible going in, Try to not do all the seed oils and all the fluoride, but also I'm not like a psychopath about it, you know what I mean? What's going on, y'all? What's up? Speaking of ducks, the other night I was camping and there was like a straight up murder right next to me in my tent. Something was getting murdered and it was brutal. I had to just sit there and listen to it. Couldn't help. Just something screaming for its life. It was rough. And I'm just sitting in my tent trying to go to bed. I'm like just sitting there all peacefully. And all of a sudden, like 50 feet away from me is just something getting murdered by something else. And it's just like a fight and a struggle and leaves rustling and just screeches and squirms, like the most like piercing little something, a bird or a squirrel or a rabbit. And man, was it not fun. But that's life. Nothing I can do about it. Something's got to eat. Something's got to eat and something's got to be eaten, It's the way it goes. But still brutal. I wanted to go help, but how? even if I did, by the time I get there, is it already like, you know, is it to the point where you'd have to like mercy kill it anyways, you know? So what's up, y'all? What's going on? It's crazy hot. My hair is probably insane and crazy, and I'm probably gonna get more haters making fun of my bald hair. Does it look like I'm going bald or what? All these haters keep taking pictures and circling this. My little like looks like a widow's peak because I take my curly hair, my hair, my lush, beautiful curly hair, my superior genes, my good genes, Sydney Sweeney hair. And I part it. I go like this. I try to keep it down because it's curly and it frizzes up when it gets hot like this. And I take it to the side. We go to the side with a little side part like that. Does that look good? Does that look hot? I mean, I'm literally hot, so I do probably look hot, but does that look attractive? You know, am I handsome boy when I do that? But they take these pictures. I've had this happen a couple of times. They take these pictures of this thing and they go, "Oh, look, you're going bald." And it's like, bro, I just like, it's my hair to the side, you know? It's my superior genes. My Sydney Sweeney genes are just too good. People just can't help but hate. Can't help but try to hate and bring a brother down. But shout out Sydney Sweeney SS. No, I'm just kidding. It is hilarious though. That was like a hilarious little thing the last couple weeks. You know, it's funny. Like the last couple weeks, there's been this giant push for like, you know, the Sydney Sweeney thing and all this. Like the Supreme Court's going to repeal gay marriage supposedly, and you know, all these videos coming out of like black people beating up white people and stuff. And it's like, man, these Jews are trying so hard to do whatever they can to make us not look at the genocide taking place. You know, they're trying so hard to make us just forget that Epstein ever happened and that like he had a client list and it was definitely a honeypot Mossad blackmail operation. You know, anything they possibly can to keep us away from that, you know. Let's distract everyone with some race stuff. Let's get all the blacks and the whites fighting. Let's get all the men and the women fighting. Let's get all the women fighting about white and black and beautiful and what's not beautiful or whatever. Let's get all the Christians all mad at all the gay people and all the gay people mad at all the Christians. You know, let's get everyone infighting. Let's divide and distract and conquer. It's a good job, Jews. You guys are killing it lately. You know, unfortunately for us, y'all are killing it, man. Y'all are getting the wars you want. You're doing the genocide you wanted to pull off, and you know you're covering up all your crimes, man. I guess good job. I guess it's cool that like you're successful, but you know it sucks for us. It sucks for humanity that you guys are getting away with this stuff. But yeah, starting to stream off hot. Let's get canceled right away. Let's get canceled on episode 9 or 10 or whatever this is, and you know, the first 10 minutes, let's just go ahead and get canceled right away. But what's up, y'all? Drink more water. Drink more water, read your Bible more, pray more, get out in nature more. That's my best advice for you. My best advice to avoid the Jews is just don't take out their loans, don't watch their porn, don't play their games, and just forgive them. Pray for them, forgive them, and love your enemy. You know what I mean? Just love your enemy. That's my advice for all y'all out there. But what's up? I did want to share this, talk about this. This is what I was talking about in my last stream. Is this guy. You see this guy? This is my little African totem. This is handmade from a woman in Uganda. And I wish I knew her name. I was told it and I forgot it, but I was given this a couple years ago. Went to a conference my mentor invited me to, a little like meeting where they talked about this mission trip they did in Uganda. And the women of the village would make these and sell them. But they made a bunch of these and gave them to the missionaries there that were doing a bunch of cool stuff. They were actually providing like mosquito nets and actually giving them beds and building them houses and preaching the gospel, spreading the gospel in Uganda. But they gave us this, and it is an African totem. It represents being in the tribe. And they gave this to the missionaries to bring back to us here, you know, people who weren't necessarily in Uganda or haven't necessarily gone on a trip like that, to inspire us to help our own people. I love that. They weren't like begging for stuff for themselves. These Christians that were converted in Uganda wanted to spread that light and love that was spread to them with others here in America. because even they realized, even in America, even where it's supposedly Christian, people aren't. So it's a long story, but yeah, I ranted about it for like half an hour. And I feel like I'm going to repeat myself, which isn't fair to y'all, but it's not fair to me either. But we ranted about this. I keep this in my car, like right in my little cup holder every day. So I can see it, I can feel it, I can be reminded of it, to just be mission-minded, to be servant-minded, to be bold and proclaim the gospel to everyone I see, everyone who's living in darkness, no matter where. No matter where people are lost and weak and broken and hurt and just down, wherever people need Jesus, whether it be in some random tiny little tribe in Uganda or whether it be right down the street, the guy sleeping on the concrete, this is just a reminder, a daily reminder to be vigilant about spreading the light and love of Jesus. So every day I look at this, I touch it, I feel it. And to be honest, I need to be better at taking it in. There's a lot of days where I see this, I think for about a couple seconds, like, oh yeah, I should be good today. And then I don't. And then I feel bad. But, and then I feel bad. But then I use that conviction to go out the next day and be better, But it's a reminder. It's an African totem. It symbolizes being in the tribe. It symbolizes loving your neighbor, serving your neighbor, being servant-minded. And that has become my life now. I am getting serious about being on mission. I'm getting serious about being a servant, helping others, And so I've been trying to be better at using that totem as like a daily reminder, as inspiration for real, to get out there into the world and to help people who are in need, to serve people, to serve my brothers and sisters in Christ, but also my neighbors and also the strangers, So, yeah. And I was talking about that on my last stream that did not post, the stream without audio, that was fun because I was on my way to Memphis. The reason I was going to bring that up and talk about that was last week I was camping outside of Jackson, Tennessee, and eating some good barbecue out in West Tennessee. Boy, was I eating good last week. Sorry if I look a little chubby this week, I had to do a little bit of extra weightlifting this week after last week of eating way too much barbecue. Shout out, by the way, because I'll probably forget, but shout out the barbecue shop in Midtown, Memphis. Someone told me you got to go try these ribs. They're the best ribs in town, which is saying a lot when you're in Memphis. But then also they said, you got to try the barbecue spaghetti. And I said, say no more. You had me. He kept talking and I was like, bro, you had me at barbecue spaghetti. So I go, barbecue shop, shout out barbecue shop, went in there. And funny enough, the guy in there taking my order, I think he was like a manager. He was kind of running the show. Real nice, real friendly. He was like, I saw you last night putting stickers up. And I was like, yep, that was me. Sorry. Sorry, I'm putting stickers up. But he saw me. What I do is I get a backpack. We'll talk about it. I'll put a pin in that. I'll explain I'll explain the sticker campaign thing I'm doing in a second. But shout out to Eric working at the barbecue shop. Hooked me up. I walked in there. I was like, all right, I was told to get the barbecue spaghetti and some ribs. So let me know, He said, say no more. I got you. He just like put the order in for me. Got a little to-go order. He was like asking me about my podcast. He literally took pictures with me, like selfies with me. So shout out Eric. I felt like a celebrity, I felt like wow, man, someone finally recognizes me. Someone's finally recognizing this talent for what it is. You know what I mean? Someone finally is giving me some appreciation, the appreciation, the love I deserve, and taking selfies with me. But shout out Eric if you're watching this. That was awesome. I get this giant plate, this full rack of ribs, and a side of barbecue spaghetti. And I was on my way to the Bass Pro Shops in Memphis. Also, check out that. You hear that plane? Can you hear that plane? No planes all day. Of course, 5 minutes into my stream, planes, boats, get ready for it. It's going to happen, right? Can I ever catch a break? Can a brother ever catch a break when he's recording? Ever. Ever, dude. It's insane, man. Satan. Not today, Satan. Stop being busy. Stop trying to tear me down. But I get this to go order. Big, juicy, beautiful, delicious slab of Memphis ribs with a little side of barbecue spaghetti. I'm on my way to the Bass Pro Shop, the Pyramid, the eighth wonder of the world, Bass Pro Shop Pyramid in Memphis. I park. I was all hyped. I was like, I'm going to eat these ribs, and then I'm going to go walk it off in the Bass Pro Shop. That was my little plan. So I get to the parking lot. I'm in my truck. I start just chowing down. I mean, the spaghetti was very underwhelming. The hype was at level 10 from the guy I was talking to, the guy who recommended it. The hype was at 10. It was about a 6. It wasn't that good. It was food. It was food. It was okay. It was edible. It was all right. I wouldn't order it again. But the ribs, man, those ribs. Whew, 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 whew. 10 out of 10, baby. Oh boy. I'm like thinking right now, I'm like literally I can like taste. Oh man, I can taste them. Oh boy, were those ribs good. Easily the best ribs I've ever had in my life. Memphis is not playing around. I went somewhere else the next day and they had really good ribs too, but it was nothing compared to the barbecue shop. Man, oh man, were they good. And boy, did they paralyze me. Dude, they put me to sleep. Like I was going to eat the ribs, you know, and then go. My whole plan was to like walk around the eighth wonder of the world, the Bass Pro Shop, do some exploring, you know, check out all the creepy fish floating around inside the pyramid, in the ponds inside the pyramid. But I literally ate these ribs, dude, and I just literally passed out for 6 hours. I'm not kidding. I could not. I mean, it was crazy hot. I was parked in a truck next to the Mississippi River, like in early August. I think it was like 98 degrees, 99 degrees. So that's on me. I should have known better. I should have known I needed at least to like take a nap after something like that. But dude, they put me out of commission. Like I couldn't even move. I was just like, I was just in a coma, like in a rib coma, a barbecue coma, just in my truck. And I took this nap. I took a nap. I set my alarm. I'm like, okay, I'll take a quick like 1 hour nap. That alarm didn't, I just slept through that alarm. 3 hours later, I woke up sweating because I'm just burning up in my truck, you know, parked underneath an underpass next to the Mississippi River. And I wake up, it was 3 hours and I couldn't even get out. I still was so tired. I still was just like debilitated, like literally coma. Like I could not move. And so I was like, I just got to keep sleeping. I just literally went back to sleep. I think it was a total of 5 hours, man. So shout out barbecue shop. If you're ever in Memphis, go out of your way. I don't really suggest the spaghetti. It was okay. It was all right. But boy, were their ribs incredible. But just make sure when you eat them, you have a backup plan. You have a plan for the next 4 hours to go take a big, long nap because they will put you to sleep, man. They're that good. What was the pin in it thing I was going to say? Oh, yeah, the sticker campaign. So this is what I've been doing. I've been going, my new thing, I get a backpack full of cans of soup, hearty, like high protein, hearty, high caloric soup. And I put notes on them. Notes of like hope and optimism. Jesus loves you and so do I. You are loved. There is still hope in this world, you know. I tape them to these cans of soup. In theory, they will eat the soup. If not, they will at least, excuse me, burp, belch. In theory, they will eat the soup and it'll be good for them. And if they do, if they don't, at least they have this thing in their hands, this physical note in their hands, taped to this can that says something encouraging, something loving. And they can be reminded of at least some, be encouraged, I guess, inspired in some way, hopefully, from it. And so I go around and I am starting to my new plan as well is to have like toothbrushes and deodorant and like dude wipes and like useful practical things that as I'm walking around these cities that I've been going to, I put stickers up on the back of street signs, on poles, rusty pipes and stuff. You know, stickers promote my podcast. If that's how you found me, shout out. It's working. If you've seen one of these stickers that has a QR code on it and you scanned it and you came here and you're watching me or listening to me now, shout out. Thank you. I'm sorry, but also you're welcome. But yeah, I've been going around putting these stickers up. And as I do it, you know, walking around these cool college towns, these cool cities, seeing the sights, taking in the experience, the life, the energy of the place, the life of the place, seeing the sights, seeing the good things and the bad things, you know, walking around the bad neighborhoods on purpose, the dangerous neighborhoods, the places where the homeless are, the places where they are sleeping, where they are living, you know. You know, in Memphis, I go to Beale Street, I go to Cooper Avenue, I go to the places where the people are in need, you know. And I have a backpack and I have food in it and I have supplies in it and I put my stickers up and I enjoy the sights and the sounds of the city, but also I'm looking for people to help and serve. I'm looking for people on the street to give food to give supplies to they might need, dude wipes, take a little hobo shower with or whatever, toothbrush, deodorant, that kind of thing. And usually everyone's cool. Like usually it's like a 50-50 chance. I'm like, hey, you want some food? And sometimes they just want money. Sometimes people are just so crazy, like you can't even really talk to them. These homeless, the people on the streets, you know, the people living on the streets is what I'm talking about. But it was wild because in Memphis, I kept offering them stuff. Like people would come up to me and they'd ask me for money, or I'd walk up to them if they were sitting there and I'd ask, do you want food? Do you want, you know, I have a few items for you. And every time, I mean, it was the first five. I was a swing and a miss, 5 out of 5. Every single one of them said no, but do you have a cigarette? And Memphis, dude, Memphis was just smoke capital of the world. It was, everyone wanted cigarettes. Everyone was smoking cigarettes, which is just weird because like I used to smoke cigarettes. I used to be in that culture, but you don't really see it anymore. People don't really smoke. I mean, obviously bars and restaurants and public places have really outlawed that. But just in general, I feel like people have just stopped smoking cigarettes. Everyone does the vape things, you know, or like they just don't smoke. But man, Memphis, everyone was smoking cigarettes. It was wild. It was like a very noticeable uptick of people just smoking cigarettes compared to all the other cities I've been to. Chicago, Milwaukee, all these cities in Iowa, Illinois, Indiana, Michigan, Kentucky, Illinois, all the places I've been to this year and just recently in my life. Like for some reason, Memphis was just really into smoking cigarettes. All the homeless people really wanted cigarettes, which happens. I mean, they ask, I go to other cities, once in a while someone asks if I have a cigarette. But it's not like 5 out of 5. It's not literally like the first 5 people. I'm like, hey, do you want food? They're like, no, but do you have a cigarette? It was 5 in a row, man. It was wild. And then just walking around, the whole city just reeks of weed, man. And there's a bunch of, like when I was in Illinois, where like places where they've legalized marijuana, like obviously now there's a bunch of people just smoking weed all the time. And you're walking in the grocery store and it just reeks of weed. You know, you're walking like I went to the library and it smells like weed. People just walk by you in the library just smelling like they just smoked a joint right outside, you know. But even still, Memphis was like the pot capital of the world in a state where it's illegal. Like it's illegal in Memphis. It's illegal in Tennessee. It's illegal in all the surrounding states. And yet Memphis was just, everyone was smoking the good, you know, everyone. I mean, literally dudes were just smoking blunts, walking on the sidewalk. And it was wild to me because there was police everywhere. Dude, there was police everywhere because it's Memphis. You know what I mean? Like Memphis, it's like the police had a big show of force like on Beale Street. You know, on a Beale Street on a Saturday night, I'm walking around. There's police everywhere, bro. Like it was almost like 1-to-1, like the amount of police there were to how many people were there. It was crazy. And then everyone was just like smoking weed and smelling like weed. And it's like the police weren't doing anything about that, you know? It was wild, man. Not if, but when weed gets legalized, either federally or in the state of Tennessee, when that happens, Memphis, Tennessee will turn into the marijuana capital of the world. I guarantee you. It almost already is. It almost already is, dude. It was so crazy. What was I going to talk about that? Or something I was going to share about that. I think I wrote it down. No. Oh yeah, it was a full moon too, which was wild. Everyone was driving so stupid. People were just acting real goofy. It was definitely goofy season in Memphis on a Saturday night in August, full moon. And yeah, I was walking around this area. Cooper Ave was pretty cool. Cool little area walking around. That's where the dude Eric saw me, Midtown, Cooper Ave area. And I was walking around on Friday night and it was a total blackout, which was so creepy. And people were acting so goofy. Full moon, blackout in the middle of the city. crazy hot. It's like 92 degrees at night, at like midnight, you know, it's like still like 90 degrees out. But people were real funny, man. I think it might have had to do something with the weed. But people were real goofy, real funny, like being real jokey with me as I was walking by. You know, more so unusually goofy. For when I've been doing these like sticker campaigns, walking around cities, you know. But yeah, it was wild. Memphis was police everywhere, like everywhere, dude. The squad cars, undercover cops driving around, like they were out, bro. And the fences, like it was so noticeable, especially compared to like Nashville, where I live, where we are now. Just giant fences with like barbed wire, like intense barbed wire, intense like metal spikes, big fences everywhere, police everywhere. I mean, obviously Memphis has like the murder rate that's very high, the reputation of crime everywhere. But I go kind of being a little defensive. I've heard all the stuff. I see the police. I see the fences. Obviously, this is a dangerous place. Obviously, the people here are getting a little rowdy. You know what I mean? People here can get a little bit rowdy, obviously. And I was walking around and it seemed like everyone was just like chill, like cool, smoking their weed, kicking it. Hey, bro, what's going on? Like real friendly, real nice. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm from Nashville. Like, oh, I love Nashville, you know? Which is funny because in Nashville, if people go like, yeah, I'm from Memphis, they're like, ew, Memphis, ew, why? Gross. Sorry. Sorry to hear that. You were from Memphis or something. But it's the opposite. If you say you're from Nashville, people in Memphis don't hate on you like that. Like they're not haters like they are in Nashville. They actually were like real, like, oh, that's awesome. What are you doing here? That's cool. Like, you know, good for you. I hope you enjoy the city. Here's some recommendations on places to eat, you know? So it was cool, man. I really liked Memphis. It was a good time. I've like for years heard nothing but bad things and just crap talk from people in Nashville. I've never gone I've never gone myself or witnessed my own two eyes upon the city or the people in real life, IRL. But I did last weekend and it was awesome. I loved it. And, you know, I mean, the police and the fences and all that stuff, it's not there for no reason. Like, I'm sure there is a lot of crime. I'm sure there is a lot of people up to no good, but I just didn't run into it. So, yeah, we did go to the eighth wonder of the world after my food coma, after I passed out for, I'm not kidding you, 4.5, 5 hours in my truck. Just baking in my truck, just dead, just in a coma. I finally woke up, got my crap together. I literally had to like stretch out. I had to like get a good like get some good like stretches in, a little bit of, you know, do some like yoga kind of stuff. Get my body like get the blood flowing again, get everything going and working again. And I go check out the eighth wonder of the world, and it was cool. I actually weirdly, the hype was bigger. I heard they had lakes inside of it, and I was expecting bigger than just like what they were. They were little ponds. I mean, it still is cool. The whole theme is like outdoors, obviously, like a cabin, like almost like a lumberjack's house, you know. Giant hotel inside the pyramid, restaurant up top. I mean, it was cool. It was big. It was impressive. Giant big fake trees, bunch of cool, you know, obviously gear that I'm a nerd about, camping gear, stuff like that, outdoorsy gear. Obviously, I like that stuff. I'm nerding out at it. Obviously, it's a bit overpriced, but it was fun. It was cool. But there was this funny moment where I'm walking around and there's these little ponds, you know, there's like beautiful little like fake ponds, but they have fish, like a bunch of actually like really cool, pretty big, diverse fish, a diverse grouping of fish in these ponds. And the pond is like crystal clear, so you can just see them. You know, there's not like any shade. Like there's lights on them. The ponds are there. They're clear. There's walking paths, so you can like, you know, as you're walking, it's like, oh, cool, they're right there. Oh, cool, look at that big, like, you know, that big thing right there. Literally like shark-looking things, like big giant fish. It was kind of cool. But I started joking with this black lady. Shout out whoever you were. Hilarious. But I was walking by and me and this black lady, like we're looking at this fish together. I'm like walking, I'm just like kind of paused and I'm stopped and I'm looking at like these fish. And this black woman's right here. And I was like, man, that's kind of creepy, dude. I was like, they're kind of creepy, dude. They're kind of just like, because they were just like sitting there, like floating, like almost like they were like entrapped. Like, you know how they used to sell those like insects in like that candy, that rock candy? How it's like the insects that are kind of floating in like like a rock that you can see through, almost like an inside of a diamond or something, you know? It looked like that. Like they looked like they were just like frozen, but they were just kicking it. They were just sleeping, you know? But it's all these fish and they're kind of big and you can just see them. It's a very clear visual view of all these really big, giant, cool looking fish. But it was so creepy how they were just sitting there. All of them. Like none of them were moving. And I turned to this lady and I was like, yeah, this kind of creepy. And she was like, yeah, these are creepy motherfuckers. The way she said it was so funny. And I just started busting out laughing. And then she's laughing. And we started joking. And we were like joking about it. We're like, I can't even, I was like, this is totally white people stuff, dude. Like the fact that this exists, we were just cracking up, you know? I was like, this store is white person Mecca. Like this is white person heaven. And she's just like, yeah. She said something else that was hilarious. But I remember the way she said that. She's like, yeah, these are creepy motherfuckers. I was like, whoa, okay, yeah, you're right. They are kind of creepy. That was funny. Black women love me, by the way. I don't know what's up with that. Like everywhere I go, black women just love me. I love them. I love my black queens, you know? Love my black queens. People on the comment section always call me racist. I love my black queens, man. We always get along. Like an older, like 50 and 60 years old and up black women are like, I'm not even kidding. I'm not even really being funny or joking. They love me and I love them. Those are my soulmates, dude. I don't know what it is about them. Like soul sisters, you know what I mean? Man, we get along. They love my hair. They love my vibe. And there was a funny, when I was in Chicago, I was on the L train and I was just cruising. I was just kind of in my own world, not really listening to music, kind of trying to socialize, but also Chicago people are just real mean. People were real, like, leave me alone. I'm on my way to go do something. And like just very like stressed out, you know. I talked about it on the previous streams, my feelings and thoughts on Chicago. But I don't think I shared when I was on the train one day. I turned and looked and there was this like older black woman. She might have been a little crazy around the edges, but kind of, you know, just kicking it there. She actually looked kind of mean mugging. Like her face was like that resting bee face, you know what I mean? Like she kind of looked angry. But I looked down and she had these like beautiful white Crocs. And I love Crocs. I love socks and sandals and I love Crocs, you know? And I looked down and she had these like glamour, like those little button things you put on the Crocs, you know? And she had these little like glamour, like gold kind of things. Kind of weird. Like I would never wear something like that. Like it's obviously like a black thing. You know what I mean? It's like one of those things where it's like weird, like glamour gold kind of stylish things. But it was kind of cute. Like she was kind of rocking them. And they were like these beautiful all white Crocs, you know? And I forget what I said, but I made a little comment and I was like, yeah, I love your Crocs. And she thought I was like joking at first or messing with her. And I was like, no, for real, dude, I love those. Like those are cool. And I like your little, you know, your little emblems. She just starts smiling and we just started having this beautiful conversation about Crocs, but then about like comfy shoes. And then like, you know, it kind of turned into like, dude, yeah, like we're weird, but weird is cool. You know, who wants to be cool? Like you want to be weird, and being an individual, being like a person that likes what you like and doing it and owning it and being it, that's cool, right? Being weird is being cool, you know? And me and this black lady, like on the train, she like had to leave and she like didn't even want to take her. She's like smiling and she's like, oh, like loving it. We were kind of like flirting in a weird way. I wasn't really trying to hook up with her, you know, pick her up or whatever. But we were like kind of flirting there a little bit, like being kind of funny with each other. I think I shared on our previous stream too. Like I went to Milwaukee, I was in a Planet Fitness, and I walked into like the blackest Planet Fitness on planet Earth, the blackest Planet Fitness. And these black women in there love me too. They kept coming up to me and they're like wanted to pray for me. They were like, oh, have a blessed day, sweetheart. What are some other? Dude, I keep like this whole year has just been funny, beautiful, awesome little encounters with black women. Dude, I love my black queens. There was there's a gas station lady, crazy Cajun accent gas station lady, here in Nashville. Just like, hey, how's your day? How are you doing? Blah, blah, blah. We were talking because the county fair was going on just down the street. So it was all busy. You know, she's like, yeah, it's real busy because of the fair. Craziest, like Southern Cajun accent. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not even going to try to replicate it. The craziest, awesome, like Southern accent. But I remember, what did she say? Dude, it was so funny. We were talking about, she was like, oh yeah, I'm going to take my kids to the fair. And she was like, but we're going to be eating real good beforehand at Chick-fil-A. I remember she was like, we're going to be eating real good beforehand, because when we get to the fair, I am not buying that food. That food is like way too overpriced. But I remember that phrase. She was like, we're going to be eating real good before the fair. We're going to be eating real good. I just love that, you know? Love that. So in summary, black women love me. Shout out black women. Love them. They love me. What were we going to talk about? What did I have on the plan to talk about? Oh yeah. How black women love me. We were going to talk about being mission minded and loving the widows and the orphans. And that's why I brought up the totem. Again, black women in Uganda love me. The black security guards at all the museums in Chicago love me. Love my black queens. Shout out black queens. There was a funny, I did want to say, share this story. I was at one night, maybe a week or two ago in Nashville. Crazy hot, so hot. Moment of weakness. I was like, dude, I'm sleeping in my truck every night, or I'm sleeping at a campsite, or I'm like crashing at a friend's house. But most of these nights, man, I'm sleeping in my truck and it's just hot. I have my windows down. I wake up sweating, you know. It's uncomfortable in a beautiful way. I'm not complaining. I'm doing this on purpose. I like doing this. It actually is pretty rewarding. Like going to bed uncomfortable, waking up uncomfortable, and still praying to God and being thankful for it is next level, man. It really is like next level. The gratitude you have for everything in life when you're like not comfortable for 8 hours of your life every night when you go to sleep. Something about it really does, at least for me, man, really brings me closer to Christ and really makes me more like grateful for just everything I have. And it makes me appreciate the things I don't have. You know what I mean? The blessings, what God gives you and what God takes away from you, you become more grateful for it all. You start trusting more of the plan. We talked about this on a previous stream when I was talking about fasting, you know. It's like when you have less, when you realize you are not God, when you realize you are not in control, when you realize you are like weak and pathetic and you need stuff, you need to survive. And in order to survive, you need stuff and things, you need love, you need sustenance, you need nutrients, and it's all provided from the creation of the Creator, right? When you start realizing like, and being really truly appreciative for what you have or what you don't have here in this physical created realm, you kind of start realizing what's up on the bigger level. You start realizing and being more appreciative of the one who created it and brought you and created you and put you here to experience it, you know, the good and the bad, the happy and the sad, the sunshine and the rain. I'm rambling, but you know, you get more appreciative when you have less. You are more appreciative for what you have. When you have less, you're more appreciative for what you do have, what you don't have, you know? So going to bed every night in my truck, sweating, man, it's rough, it's harsh, it's uncomfortable. It's not desirable. It's not what's like wanted by your flesh, by yourself, selfishly, but it has been really good for me. It has been really like grounding me and focusing my eyes on eternity and not focusing my eyes on myself, my pleasures, my comforts, my wants. You know what I mean? You start kind of worrying only about what you really need. And then you start having more free time and more energy freed up to go help and serve others. You start realizing like, I don't need all these pleasures and comforts. I can actually go be useful in other places, you know? All that being said, there was a night where it was just too hot. It was just too hot, man. The whole day was hot. The night was hot. And the night was going to be hot. So in a moment of weakness, I got a hotel room. And just to get one night of just sleeping in a bed and sleeping in the air conditioning, I broke my journey mission of practicing discomfort. And I went and slept in an air conditioned bed in a hotel room. I got a bag of gummies, a bag of sour gummies, my new thing. We'll talk about that in a second. My new latest obsession this year is these like sour gummies. But I get a bag of that. I eat like half of it before bed, go to bed, wake up the next morning, packing my stuff up, you know, getting my phone off the charger, making sure I'm not forgetting everything that I brought into the hotel room. Shout out Ducks coming back to kick it with me. So I'm collecting my things and I'm like about to zip up that bag of candy. And I saw that there was like a couple bugs. There was like 3 little like firefly looking bugs, not like roaches, but like little, like almost like little gnats or little like fireflies. And they were totally in the bag of sour gummies. So I'm like, oh, well, all right, I'm trashing this thing. And I just, out of instinct, zipped the bag. Like I just zipped the seal on the bag and threw it away. I was like, yep, I'm not eating that. There's bugs on it. Zip, throw it in the trash, collect my things, left the hotel for the day. Again, it was just one quick little night. Left the hotel, went back into my truck, went on my merry way. And as I was in the gym, I was like thinking about the fact that like I totally just zipped up those bugs inside that bag and threw it in the trash. And I was just thinking about like how brutal that was. Like I didn't even think about it in the moment, but I was like, man, those bugs stumbled upon a gold mine. Like they found a giant, in their perspective, like they found mountains of sugar, mountains of delicious candy all to themselves. No one to stop them from just gorging the rest of their lives on these mountains of sugar, you know? And then a giant came and locked them in like it was a tomb, sealed them in the tomb, and threw the bag away to be forgotten. And they just had to sit there in their bag of sugar, their bag of treasure, locked up, sealed up, dying a slow, painful death. And I thought about how brutal that was. In the moment, I didn't think about it. Afterwards, I was like, man, that's like it's literally like the story of like when the Mongols invaded Iraq, when the Mongols conquered the Abbasids, the big, giant, mighty empire that was reigning over like Mesopotamia, right? This big, giant Arabic empire in you know the capital city of Baghdad. They think that they're on top of the world. They have all the riches, all the power, all the gold, big giant walls, big powerful armies, all the gold. The king is just literally like dining on plates of gold, and like, you know, it was the epitome of like one of the wealthiest empires ever. And in come the Mongols. In come the Mongols on horseback with no gold, just weapons and ferocity and skill and might and brute strength, and a ferocity that says, surrender and I might spare you. And if you defy me, we will crush you so hard, which is what happened. They finally conquered defiant Baghdad, who they thought, they were in their pride, they were in their mind of, we are on top of the world. We are like also protected by God. In their minds, they think that like they are protected by the Almighty God, Allah, right? And they think they're on top of the world. They think they're untouchable. And here come the Mongols who've just conquered the whole world. And they're going city to city to city, either like making peace deals with them or just annihilating them. And they finally get close to Baghdad and they're about to come. And the Baghdad people, in their confidence, in their hubris, out of pride, are defiant to the Mongols. And obviously they lost. Obviously the Mongols came and just ripped them apart, tore them up, laid traps and tricks and schemes and decimated their armies, laid siege to the city. You know, there's a whole thing that happened where they were like, they finally, when the people came and surrendered, they just slaughtered them. They went through and just slaughtered the whole city. They burned the city to the ground, destroyed this giant, fancy, one of the biggest cities ever at that point in history. And the famous quote is that the river Euphrates ran red with blood first from all the slaughtering they did. You know, they're just slaughtering everyone in the city for just being defiant and full of pride, right? But then after a few days, they said the whole quote is that the first few days, the river ran red with blood from all the slaughtering. But then for a week, the river ran black of all the ink from all the books that were thrown in the water. You know, because not only did they kill the people, but they erased the history. They were trying to just, out of, you know, oh, you're going to be defiant. Oh, you're going to be gluttonous. You're going to be full of pride. You're going to defy the obvious reality that's smacking you in the face, that like a more powerful force is coming. The judgment of God is coming for you. Because of your sins, you will now suffer the consequences. And because of their defiance, the Mongols not only slaughtered everyone, but erased them, erased their legacy, demolished their buildings, demolished their history books, you know. Total, I mean, that's a very historic, famous thing, right? But the story after, the reason why I'm bringing all this up and explaining this is what happened after was the Mongols wouldn't kill royalty. They wouldn't kill kings, right? So they have clever ways of like sometimes I think what they would do is they'd like wrap them up in like cloth. Like they couldn't deliberately kill a king. They wouldn't behead them. They wouldn't slaughter them. They wouldn't do anything like that. But what they would do is like wrap them up in cloth and just like drag them behind a horse. So technically they didn't kill them, but like they kind of did. Or I think what they did, whatever. You can look all that stuff up. The reason I'm bringing that up is the famous story about the king of the Abbasids, the defiant king who tried to stand tall and stand strong against the obvious mightier force that was the Mongol horde. They took him, all of his gold. As they're walking through the city, they're parading this king around like a slave. They put him in chains, they're walking him around, and they're saying, like, I can't believe you spent, like, you have gold plates. You have gold silverware. You know, you have gold everywhere. You have fancy clothes and fancy things, all these rubies and diamonds and fancy things everywhere. And the Mongols were just so baffled at why they didn't spend that on buying more horses or buying more soldiers or making more weapons. They're looking at these giant, elaborate iron doors, and they're like, you could have made 80,000 spears out of this door. And instead you wanted something to kind of showcase your wealth. You wanted to showcase how powerful you were. And now the real power came for you. Judgment came for you and took you and conquered you and slaughtered your people and destroyed your history and erased your civilization, raided it, burned it to the ground. And after they paraded this king around and mocked him and shamed him for his foolish decisions, his desire to be luxurious, his desire to have stuff, his false sense of security, you know, his worshiping the creation and not really truly worshiping his creator. The fact that he worshiped his creation, the Mongols said, you know what? We've got the perfect punishment for you. We've got the perfect reward for you. And I forget the guy's name, but the king of the Abbasids. And they took him into this vault full of gold, full of all the royal family's jewels, you know, all the gold, all the rubies, all the fancy things. They took him into the vault and they locked him in it, and they just let him be there. So technically they didn't slaughter, technically they didn't execute the king, but what they did do is lock him into a room full of his own treasures to die a slow, painful death inside the room of what he worshipped, which was the creation, which was the luxurious stuff, the good feeling stuff, the good looking things of this world, the created things. And he was locked inside to suffer with that, with the punishment, knowing that he could have spent these riches on more soldiers, or he could have made deals, you know, he could have given up some of this in order to save his people, save himself, save his history, save his civilization. He could have sacrificed some of his wealth, and instead he was buried in his own tomb full of his rubies and his gold. And the reason I say that whole story and bring that whole story up is that's all I could think about for the next 2 days was I did that. I was the Mongols. I came and I took the bag of candy and I sealed up the little ants, the little fireflies, not ants, the little firefly bugs that were inside of it. I sealed them in a tomb, and they suffered the death out of their gluttony and their sloth and their pride. They thought they had it all. They thought they came across the riches of the world, these mountains of sugar. They were just going to indulge themselves forever in these mountains of lush, sugary, sour, sweet candies. And then in came the Mongol horde and zipped them up and sealed them inside that tomb and left them to die a slow death in their shame, in their creation that they worship, you know, in their created things that they worship, that they loved, that they wanted more than anything else. And I came and sealed their fate, literally. But it was funny, yeah. But I was gonna say all that too because I myself am no better. I mean, just like that, the Mongols weren't saved. The Mongols weren't necessarily good, but they were like a righteous judgment on the bad. But even me, I mean, I was the one eating the candy in the first place. I'm no better. I'm the one who had the candy. I'm the fat idiot who got the candy in the first place and ate half of it myself. I mean, empty calories, bad for you, probably full of microplastics and seed oils and corn syrup. And yet I indulged, and yet I ate because I am now obsessed. My obsession this year is for some reason sour gummies. And I do this. I often do this. I get so obsessed with something. Like I find one thing, like a new thing, like I taste a new food and I just have to have that food for the next like 3 months. You know, I see a show and I just have to binge watch that show for the next week. I have to finish the whole show and then rewatch it again. Like things I like, the new things I like, or nostalgic things I like things from my past that I haven't done in a while. I get a little taste and I can't help myself. I have to just go all in. I have to get all of it. I have to do it every day. I have to really like obsess over it. It's all I think about is like my desire to eat sour gummies, which my whole life, I don't know, as a kid, I didn't like sour candy. So I guess my whole life, I've just never really eaten sour candy. I'm like, yeah, I don't like it. For some reason, my taste buds, I don't do well with sour candy. And on accident, I went to a gas station and I was going to buy gummy worms, normal gummy worms. Instead, I accidentally grabbed a bag of sour gummy worms. And instead of throwing it out, I, being fat and lazy and gluttonous, ate the sour gummies and realized I actually really like these. I like these more than normal gummies. What was I doing my whole life? Lying to myself, pretending like for some reason I don't like sour gummies or sour candies. Turns out I really do. Turns out I'm like a big gluttonous freak that really has like an insatiable, quenching, burning desire, a thirst that is never fulfilled, an endless thirst, an endless hunger for sour gummies now. And at times I can't help myself. I do at times. I go into the gas station, I'm like about to grab the bag, and then I stop myself. And then there's other days where I'm like, I know this is bad, and I grab the bag anyways, and I'm like, I feel guilty and I shouldn't be doing this, but I take it up to the counter and I put it on the counter and I check out and I go eat the sour gummies, you know? I give in to the cravings of my flesh. Like a bad boy, I give in to the cravings. I know it's wrong and yet I do it anyways. But I do this, and it's not good. I think this is like an addict behavior. This is like, I don't know if this is like inherited or whatever, if this is like a social thing. Is this in my blood? Is this in my genetics? Or is this just something I've acquired over a lifetime of like having bad habits? But I really, really get into things, which is why I'm sober. Like I know like I am actively sober now in my life for 6 years now because I do things too hard. Like when I drink a lot. I like to do it a lot. I do it often. You know, I make excuses for it. I do it often. And so what I have to do is like cut off the hand that leads me to sin. I have to say none. Not even a taste, not even a sliver. And I'm bad at that. I mean, obviously look at me. I got a gut. I'm working on it. But I do it with food. I eat too much food. I do it with like video games. I play Civilization 5. I won't play Civilization 5 for a year. Totally even forget it exists. And then one day I'll get bored and go, oh yeah, I should go play that Civ 5 game I have saved. And then I'll just start playing every second of my day, every free time, I just start playing Civ 5. I have to go to work, and all I'm thinking about all day at work is just the second I get off, I'm going to go on my way home, buy a bag of sour gummies, and then go indulge the sour gummies as I play Civ 5 for 6 hours. Like I really, when I get into something, I like really get into it. So this last year, I've really focused myself on, okay, that is the way I am. Okay, that is my fault. That is my flaw. I am like an addict mentality person. And something I've been good about my whole life is not gambling. I have never gambled. I don't gamble. I don't go to casinos. If I do, I've been to casinos with friends. I've been around friends that gamble on sports. A lot of my friends do that. I'm in it. I'm around it. And I don't do it at all, ever, not even once. I haven't done it once. I won't do it once because I know when I do it, I'm going to do it. I know when I start gambling, I'm going to start gambling. Like I get that thrill, that rush of winning one time. I'm the guy. I am the guy that like his life will be destroyed by gambling. And I know that about myself. I recognize that's my flaw. Like when I get into something, I really get into it. Therefore, don't get into it. Therefore, Sean, I need to cut that hand off and never do it. Make sure not even once. But my problem is I've been good about gambling. There's other things in my life I have not been good about. Eating too much, drinking too much in the past, smoking too much weed in the past. Like there's, you know, being a slut maker, having sex with women, stuff like that. Like there are bad things I've done where I've done the bad thing and I love it and I do it. And all I can think about is doing it. All I want to do is doing it. And every action I take is just setting myself up to do this thing that I love, you know? And sometimes it's kind of harmless. Like sometimes it's like, what? I'm in Tennessee I'm in Tennessee for this month, for about a month now. I'm on this big journey where I'm traveling the country, but this is kind of a midway break point where I'm just in Tennessee, getting my life together, seeing friends, having fun, going and kicking it in Memphis, coming out to kick it with these ducks out here at Percy Priest Lake. Like, there's fun things I'm doing. There's also some errands, some chores I have to do before I take off on my big journey that's about to begin next month. But as I'm in Tennessee, in the South, I'm like, well, time to eat nothing but barbecue. Time to like really get into barbecue and do nothing but eat it for every meal. Like barbecue and burgers for every meal. Just eat all the good Southern comfort food. Go to meat and three restaurants, go to rib places in Memphis. It's like I really, really get into barbecue for like a month or two. And then when I'm on this journey, I'll probably go back into eating something else. I'm totally cool with just, turn it off. That was I indulged for 2 months really hard on eating nothing but barbecue when I'm in the South. And then as I journey and I travel back up to the West, to the northern states and the northwestern states, I'll just start eating different food. But while I'm here, I get really into like doing something. I get real obsessive about a specific thing and I have to do it often and repeatedly, And sometimes it's like harmless. If I'm eating in moderation, if I'm eating the barbecue food in moderation, if I'm not spending too much money, it's not really like harmful necessarily. If you're getting a good workout in the next morning or that night, there's not really too much harm in that. You eat a little bit of sour gummies here or there. There's probably not much harm in that. You get a big giant pound bag of gummies and you just eat all of it in like one night. Yeah, that's bad. That's you might as well just be eating cardboard or like eating like plastic. You know what I mean? So it's just a push-pull. Some things are good, some things are bad. There's times too, I play disc golf. I haven't played in a while. The next time I go play, like, I will want to play every day. I will go like, oh, I forgot that I love playing disc golf. And then the next day I'm going to like look up a new course to go play. And the next day I'm going to go look up a new course to play. And the next day I'm going to go back to that course and see if I can, beat my score. It's like I really, really get into the things that I get into. And then I'll last for about a month and then I'll, go back to not playing disc golf and just forget it exists entirely, But I'll do that. I'll do it with video games. I'll do it with food. I'll do it with candy. Like, I do it with drugs, unfortunately, which is why I know myself, which is why I know that I need to be sober, which is why I know that I need to cut that hand off that causes me to sin. I need to just not even gamble, not even once. I need to just not even have one drop of alcohol. I need to not smoke weed. I need to not indulge with like the women. I need to not pursue them sexually or whatever, or even just dating, because unfortunately I think I'm destined to be single. We'll see if that's just this season or if God wants me to be single my whole life, but it just is this thing where like when I do something, I really do it. I really get into it. I go with my full energy, my full force, my full everything is in it. And so that it needs to be something that's good, something that's wholesome, something that's righteous. It needs to be praying. It needs to be reading my Bible. It needs to be fellowshipping with my friends. It needs to be working out. It needs to be in nature. Like the it that I'm obsessed with and do every day and can't wait to do and have that whole like cravings for and a desire for and this passion to go do it. It's got to be something that's good. It can't be a sinful place. It can't be me going to sinful places. It can't be me doing sinful things. It can't be me being gluttonous or being lazy or eating a bunch of corn syrup and microplastics. You know what I mean? It is being sober. Even though that sucks, even though that's not fun. It is like breaking a bad habit. It is fasting. It's doing the painful thing that hurts, that sucks, because what it does is it prevents me from doing the bad thing. It prevents me from like continuing on that slippery slope where I end up really hurting myself or hurting others with my sins, right? Leading others into those bad things with me. Like no matter what, I'm the guy where I fully go. When I finally go on something, I really go. And so when I go, it needs to be in the right direction. It needs to be in the righteous direction, right? It can't be like self-indulgent direction. It can't be, oh, this tastes good. I want to eat more of it. Oh, this is fun. Like this is a fun video game. I want to play more of it or play disc golf. Disc golf's not that bad. Whatever. But you get the point. You get the point. You understand it. But it is like that gluttony, that sloth, that mentality I have to like really do stuff. It needs to be channeled and pushed into the righteous direction and not into the selfish, self-indulgent direction. The direction like those bugs where it leads you into a tomb where you get sealed up in. a tomb of your gold and your treasures, a tomb of all the sugar you could ever dream of, and yet you get sealed up inside of it to suffer and die a slow, painful death because of your greed, because of your pride, because of your gluttonous mentality. You know, you got to kill the parasites. You got to starve the parasites inside of you, inside of your flesh, that says, do it. Just, it's not that bad. Just eat the gummies. It's not that bad. Just take one shot. Just drink a couple beers. It's not going to be that bad. You can handle yourself, right? You know, oh yeah, you can eat it. Well, you can eat a bunch of barbecue. You can eat like a full slab of ribs and you're going to be totally fine. It's like, no, these things have consequences. And if you know yourself, if you know you're like me, where you just really do get obsessive about things, you are addicted to things, you really go full heart, full throw, full send on whatever it is, then you need to consciously do the hard thing. You need to break the habit. You need to say no. You need to like bite down on your teeth, clench your fists together, and it really is going to suck, but you need to do the uncomfortable thing, the painful thing. You need to get sober. You need to like fight against the withdrawals, fight against the parasites inside you that say, get the sour gummies. Go get a bag of sour gummies. It's going to taste so good. And those parasites inside of you are just guiding your brain and your thoughts and your actions and your spirit towards the gas station where you're going to go buy the sour gummies. But you, brother, you need to be strong. You need to be aware. You need to be capable enough. You need to be self-mastered enough, in control of yourself and in control of your flesh enough to say no, or to say in moderation, like for real though. Like FR, like for real, you need to be able to be self-mastered and say, okay, every once in a while, I will treat myself to some sour gummies. And do that. And when you realize you can't, if you see that like that's your mentality, oh, I'm just going to have a bag of sour gummies every once in a while. It's not that bad. True. But then if you have that mindset every day and now you're eating, half-pound bags of sour gummies every day and you're lying to yourself and making excuses of, it's not that bad, I'll stop tomorrow, I'll just eat this bag tonight, and you keep doing that every night, you keep having that mentality every day, you need to stop. You need to cut that hand off that is causing you to sin. You need to get serious about admitting to your faults and your flaws and what's bad for you. And you need to get serious about pursuing what's right and going into the right direction. You can't just keep making excuses, playing around with, oh, it's not a big deal, it's not that bad, one of these days I'll get around to it. Hey, and I'll make a New Year's resolution about that next year. And until then, I'm just going to keep sinning. I'm just going to keep doing what's bad for me. I'm just going to keep doing what's destroying me. I'm going to keep doing what's leading me away from God and his right ways. No, brother, Christian brother, no. We need to get serious. We need to do the hard things. We need to fast. We need to practice discomfort. I don't think you should do this, but that is why I sleep in my truck. That is why I sleep in my truck and I sweat every night, because it is the hard thing. It is the uncomfortable thing. And it's training me to cut off the hand, to be willing to and capable of actually doing the difficult thing, actually saying no when everything inside of me wants to say yes, when everything inside of me says just buy the gummies, just play the video game, just eat a little bit more food and feel good, just do the thing you want to do the thing that's pleasurable and feels good. You, Christian soldier, need to do the hard thing. That you need to be capable and willing to do the hard thing and say no. You need to cut off the hand, metaphorically, don't cut your hands off. Cut off the hand that causes you to sin. Christian brother, we need to start taking this seriously. We need to stop making excuses, and we need to get serious about what's harming us, what's destroying us, and what's leading us away from God and his right ways. We need to be pursuing that, pursuing him, pursuing his word, pursuing a relationship with him, and doing the right thing because it's hard. The right thing is the hard thing. The right thing, the moral thing, is almost always the good thing to do, the right thing to do, what God wants you to be doing. We live in the sin-sick world where everyone's up to no good, where everyone's doing bad things all the time. Everyone's getting up to no good. Everyone's eating too much, drinking too much, sexing too much, indulging too much. Everyone wants stuff. They want security. They want to live long. They want to be pleasured. They want to feel good while they're here on this earth, right? But you, Christian soldier, like Christ, need to die unto your sin. You need to die. Who you were, that person, that person that was dictated, that person whose whole life was being controlled, being enslaved by the desires of your flesh, the passions of yourself. That person needs to die. That person needs to be baptized in water, buried, and rise again. That is what needs to happen. Serious transformation from what you were and who you were and what you used to do. The bad thing you used to do, whether before becoming a Christian to now or yesterday, the thing you're doing now in your sanctification process, as you're becoming more holy now in your Christian faith walk, who you were yesterday, all those bad habits, all those little white lies you tell, all those little sins you do, today it needs to be killed. It needs to be crushed. That hand needs to be cut off, and you need to be going towards righteousness and his right ways, and not eating big giant bags of sour gummies every night, and not eating big giant slabs of ribs that you definitely don't need to be eating. You know what I mean? Even though they taste good, even though it's like, when in Rome, do what the Romans do. When in Memphis, eat the delicious ribs. At the same time, you need to know that, like, no, this is too much. No, this is not good. Yes, I did it. Yes, I enjoyed it. Okay, but now never again. But now, from this day forward, I will not be doing that, because I now recognize that it is indulgent. It is too much. It is excessive. It is not good for me. It is not what God wants for me. It is not bringing glory to God. It is not righteous, I don't even know how I even started on that rant. But yeah, it's true. And I need to be better at that. As I'm telling you this, hey, Christian brother out there, as I'm telling you this, just know that this is coming from a man who has done this, is doing this as we speak, and will do this in the future. But also a man who is now aware of it and wants to pursue not to do it. I am not perfect. I am not Jesus. I will make mistakes. But also, when I make those mistakes, I will not excuse them. I will not pretend they didn't happen. I will not have a flippant attitude towards them, like it's not a big deal. I will not have a mentality that says, oh, I'll get around to that at some point. Yeah, life's real stressful right now. When I have more free time next week, I'll get around to like fixing myself and not sinning. I'll get around to fixing that sin problem I have sometime soon, when I have a little more free time in my life. Brother, now is the day. Today is the day to say no more. Today is the day to recognize this is not good. Therefore, enough. Therefore, no more. And pursue the right thing. Pursue the opposite. Break the bad habit. Do the uncomfortable thing. Practice the discomfort. If it looks like fasting, if it looks like just turning your cell phone off or whatever, practice being uncomfortable. Practice living in that like withdraw pain. Practice destroying those parasites inside you that say, eat the food, drink the drink, do the thing, indulge in yourself. That's the thing you need to fight. It's going to be painful. It's going to be uncomfortable. I know you're a little wuss. I am too. Takes one to know one. But we need to overcome that. We as men need to rise above that. We as men need to have that conqueror warrior mentality that says, no more. I made a mistake. It messed me up. It caused me problems, but it will not happen again. It probably will, but if and when it does, again, I will have the mentality that says no more. Today's the day where I stop. And in 2 weeks, when you mess up, you slip up and you fall back into that sin, again, you reclaim this mentality. You revisit this mindset that says, today is the day again where I stop. I get serious about stopping, and I redirect myself into the right direction. I am pursuing the uncomfortable thing that is the right thing, the moral thing, the good thing, and not the indulgent thing, not the luxurious thing, not the thing that's bringing me a false sense of safety and security, not the thing that's making me popular or whatever, making me feel good. That's the thing that's going to kill you, lead you to a slow death, a slow, painful death inside a bag of sour gummies, inside of a landfill somewhere, where those insects are just slowly dying as they eat an all-you-can-eat buffet of delicious, sugary food and dying a slow, painful, meaningless death. Don't be those insects. Don't be the king that was locked in the tomb of his own treasures, just slowly dying a painful death of starvation. Don't be that man. Be the one that says, I will reject that lifestyle. I will reject that desire to be luxurious and comfortable and pleased and feeling good. And I'm going to instead do the right thing. I'm going to do the hard thing, the difficult thing that's going to lead me into the right direction, to doing the right thing. Brothers, let's go. Let's go. Today. Today is the day. The best day to plant a tree, the best day to plant a fruit tree was 20 years ago, right? Would have been great. Would have been really great. That would be the best day possible. Would have been 20 years ago, planting that fruit tree in your front yard so that now you can eat the fruit from it, right? That's the best day you could have possibly planted a fruit tree. But the second best day is today. Today. Get going today. Stop looking to the past. Stop holding on to the regrets. Stop going, oh, poor me. I always have done this, so that I'm just probably always going to suffer with this. Oh, poor me. You know, it's not that big of a deal. Oh, man, it would have been great if I stopped doing that a while ago. Or, you know, I would be so healthy by now. If I had started working out last year like I said I would, I'd be skinny by now, you know? Oh, poor me. I'm just a fool. I keep making mistakes. Yeah, that's great. Awesome, cool, whatever. Now shut up and do the thing today that's going to start getting you healthy. Start today going to the gym. Start today being sober. Start today saying no to the women when they want to have sex with you. Start today saying and doing the hard, difficult thing that is going to bring you fruit in the future. Yeah, it would have been great if you got sober a year ago. Yeah, it would have been great if you didn't hook up with that chick last week. Yeah, it would have been great if you started going to the gym a couple of years ago. Yeah, true. But today start so that 3 years from now you can look back and say, man, I'm glad I planted that tree. Man, I'm glad I got sober. Man, I'm glad I started saying no when my body wanted to say yes. Today is the day, my dude. Today. Go. Now. Onward. Christian soldier. Fight the good fight. Today. Not tomorrow, not next year, not, oh yeah, I'll make a New Year's resolution next year. Today, my dude, is the day where we start practicing discomfort, we start doing the difficult thing, we start becoming masters of ourselves, and we start being in control of ourselves, and we start being capable soldiers of God, warriors of God, capable of becoming more righteous, but also being a servant that can be righteous towards others as well. Being the servant that God needs you to be for the people, for the widows and the orphans out there that need our help, for the person that's sleeping on the concrete, for the person that's working at a gas station, the people out there that are just lost and hopeless and they are living in darkness, they need us. And if we can't even begin to start serving others really, truly, and fully, we cannot even begin to start doing that stuff until you are becoming self-mastered yourself. You're not in control of yourself. You don't appreciate yourself. You don't have hope in yourself. How could you ever pursue or give that to someone else? How could you ever provide hope for someone else if you are hopeless? How could you ever give like nourishment to other people or anything good or healthy to other people if you're over here being unhealthy? Like, how could you care for others if you don't even care about yourself? It starts with yourself today. Not tomorrow, not next week, not, oh, it would have been great a year ago. Today, my dude, Christian brother in Christ, today is the day that we start going, I'm going to care. I'm going to get in control of myself. I'm going to do the difficult thing. I'm going to do the right thing today. It's going to suck. It's going to be painful. It's going to hurt. It's going to be not fun. It's going to be boring. I'm going to watch as other people around me, friends, family, my coworkers, everyone I just drive around and see in my life, in my city, wherever I live, they're going to be out doing the easy thing, the comfortable thing, the fun thing. Don't join them. Don't let them lead you into their mess. Don't let them lead you off of your path of righteousness. You need to stand strong. You need to go against the current. You need to go against the grain. You need to do the difficult, hard thing that's going to suck. It's going to be boring. It's going to lead you to be labeled a weirdo and an outcast, but it doesn't matter, because still, today is the day, my dude, that you start getting serious about caring about yourself, about having hope in your life and in your future. And you need to get serious about being a servant of God, a follower of Jesus Christ, someone fully and wholly submitted to the one who gave you the gift of salvation. You need to get serious about returning the favor that he gave you. Returning the anything. I mean, how could you even possibly begin to return the gift that was given to you? That is salvation. That is a chance to be reunited with God in heaven for eternity. The way you can even just begin to even coming close to scratching the surface on repaying that gift is by today cutting the crap and getting serious about pursuing him, pursuing his right ways, getting in control of yourself, controlling your flesh urges, controlling your mind, controlling and guarding your tongue, guarding your heart, making your heart seeking what's right and avoiding being filled with what's wrong. And today's that day, my dude. Today, as you're listening to this, whether it's the day I'm posting this or 6 years from now, you're watching a replay of this. Whoever you are, wherever you are, today's the day where we get serious about caring for yourself, pursuing goodness, truth, and beauty for yourself, becoming a master of yourself, in control of yourself, your emotions and your flesh urges, and getting serious about loving your Creator truly, fully, with all your heart, your soul, your mind, and your strength. And you need to be pursuing him with all your heart, all your mind, all your strength. It needs to be serious. It can't be flippant. It can't be, oh, one of these days, it's not, my sin's not a big deal. I'll get around to it one day. No, our full hearts, our full minds, our full strength, everything inside of you needs to be getting serious about fighting whatever it is in you that is leading you astray. And for me, it's no more sour gummies. It's going to suck. I really was loving it. I was indulging in it a little bit too much. I was doing a little bit too much eating sour gummies for the last couple months. I was doing a little bit of eating too much food the last couple of months, and that's why I fast. That's why I'm sober. That's why I don't gamble. That's why I cut off the hand that causes me to sin. I'm pursuing this life of singleness that apparently God wants me to be on. Therefore, I will not put myself in positions to be around girls. I will not talk to girls in any kind of flirtatious way. I will not go to places where they're dressed sexually provocative. I am serious about making sure that there is not a chance that I will be led astray and led away from my path that is pursuing God and pursuing his right ways. I am going to be serious about saying no, even if it is weird, even if it makes me lose friends, it makes me unpopular, whatever. Y'all out there can hate on me in the comments all you want. But what I'm going to do is cut the crap, have no excuses, and get in control of myself, be good myself, in order to overflow my cup onto others, in order to actually be able to serve others. I'm going to first be in myself. I am first going to myself be in control of my flesh, in control of my thoughts, in control of my tongue and my words, in control of myself enough to say no and care about myself, care about my health, care about my friends, my life, my family, care about my neighbor, care about the stranger on the street, the unbelieving stranger. I am going to care so much about myself that I'm going to then pour that over onto even the stranger on the street. I'm going to pour it over into my coworkers, to my neighbor, to my fellow members at church, to you out there on this stream. But I can't do any of that. You can't be a servant. You can't pour out what you have to others until your own cup is full. Your own cup needs to be full. The water in this jug needs to be full first, full of hope, full of light, full of love. You need to be in control of yourself. You need to be caring about yourself. You need to be pursuing righteousness to the fullest extent, filling up your cup so that it can therefore roll over and spill over onto others, onto your brothers and sisters, onto your neighbors, and onto the strangers around you. And that's the kind of walk I'm on. That's the kind of business I'm on. That's the kind of business I'm standing on lately, is that. For real, for real. For real, for real. I don't even know why I started that rant, but probably too far. Probably need to wrap this up. But yeah, that's what we've been up to, what we've been doing. Also, shout out Eric at the barbecue shop. We're going to figure out more of this tech stuff. I might just start hitting record on my phone, and you're going to have to put up with bad audio and visual quality. And it's just going to be less stress and hassle for me. We'll see what's going on. We'll work this out. My trip is coming up. Future streams, stay tuned. We're going to talk about my trip that is upcoming. What up, ducks? What up, ducks? What up, y'all? What up, my ducks? Yeah, we're gonna on a stream coming up. I'm gonna talk really fully in detail about the trip I'm gonna be taking, kind of some of the stops I'm gonna make along the way, why I'm doing the trip, what my mission and purpose is as I'm going on that trip. So stay tuned for that. I know I haven't really fully explained all of that yet. You've kind of seen bits and pieces along the way. But after Labor Day, here in about a month, about a half month, we are going to be taking off on a cross-country road trip and seeing some sights and some sounds. And the main purpose, you know, there's going to be some things along the way that are going to be self-indulgent, hiking and camping in national parks, walking around cool cities, putting stickers up, you know, seeing some family, seeing some friends along the way that I haven't seen in a while. So there's going to be some stuff, like there's going to be some sights and stuff that I want to go see. But at the same time, it's not going to be, the whole trip in and of itself isn't a selfish pursuit of what I want or what I find to be fun or do what I want to be fun. The main point of this trip is to, and what God has been pushing me, leading me into, is service, is evangelism, is helping the stranger, you know, is going into the darkness and spreading the light and the love of Christ. Going into the darkness, not avoiding it, not going to Memphis because everyone says it's dangerous, but going headfirst into Memphis, going straight for the areas where the homeless people, where the crime is in Memphis, and helping them, giving them hope, giving them food, giving them supplies, giving them positive, kind words, giving them hope and joy, even just introducing yourself. Hi, I'm Sean. What's your name? Let me hear your story. Do you have something interesting to share with me? Giving them a little bit of hope, a little bit of light, a little bit of love. But that servant mentality, that spilling over only comes after a guy like me has started and is taking it seriously. The doing the uncomfortable thing, doing the uncool thing, doing the painful thing, doing the thing that hurts, that isn't pleasurable or fun, because it is the right thing, because it is the good thing. Fasting, it's gonna hurt. It's not gonna be fun, but it's gonna be good for you. Good things will result. And I'm not gonna keep ranting about that. I'm not gonna keep repeating myself, and we'll talk about this, so stay tuned. Thanks, plane, right? Always a plane. Always a plane at the wrong time. But we're gonna do this, we're gonna go on this trip, and we're gonna be very servant-minded. We're gonna be very mission-minded as we go. We're gonna see how many people we can just spread the love and light of Christ to everywhere as I go. And along the way, I'll have some fun. I'll see some friends, I'll see some family, I'll see some cool, interesting things. I'll do some fun things. But honestly, it's really about loving and serving the stranger, helping the person in need, feeding the widows and the orphans, going to the rejects, the outcasts of society, the people who've had bad breaks, the people who've made really bad mistakes, the people who are the lowest, going to them, seeking them out, and spilling over whatever hope and love and joy you have that you've filled yourself up with. Thanks be to God. Because you're so good with God, because you're getting serious about pursuing Him and His right ways, because you know Jesus and Jesus knows you, you are then able to spill over onto the strangers on the street. You're not only able to spill over to the people in your church or your friends, your fellow believers, your coworkers, your family, but you're also able to spill over all the light and love that's flowing from inside your heart onto everyone you encounter. Everyone you encounter. The guy sleeping on the concrete, the guy asking for a cigarette, the person who's probably too crazy to even realize you're a real human being. Doesn't matter anyways. Give them the food, give them the toothbrush, give them some hope, give them kind words, and then be on your merry way, you know? But that's the kind of business we're on. That's the kind of journey we're on. We're going to keep you updated as we go. I'll do a stream here pretty soon. Again, talking about some stuff. And then again, I'm going to do another stream where I'll break down my truck. I'll show you what I'm working with, all my equipment, my gear, the backpack full of stuff that I have when I go out and do my little sticker campaigns, my little servant campaigns every night or most nights or whatever. But we'll break that down. I'll show you all of that on a stream sometime coming up. I'll talk more about this mission and the path I'm taking, the journey I'm taking, the stops I'll be making along the way. We'll get into that at some point in the future. I feel like there was something important I'm missing that I didn't talk about. But yeah, shout out again, Eric at the barbecue shop. Those ribs were disabling. Shout out to the black lady in the eighth wonder of the world, the Bass Pro Shops. Shout out to all my black queens out there. Love y'all. For real, for real. Drink more water. Do the hard thing, practice the discomfort. Always love and serve your Lord God, your creator, your sustainer, the mighty, the majestic, the magnificent, the master of the universe, who created you. I don't know why, but he created you. I don't know why he'd make like a disgusting, pitiful, gross human being like yourself, but he did anyways. And he did it for a reason, and you were made in his image. Like for real. So there's something about you that is powerful, that is beautiful. There is something about you that is like really necessary for this life. And you need to be jumping into that, not avoiding it and masking it or hiding it, not indulging yourself, sitting around, eating your sour candy, playing your video games like I have done in the past. You need to get on with getting serious about taking up the mission that God has for you, getting serious about caring about yourself, getting serious about your health, your diet, getting serious about exercising, getting serious about being creative, being artistic, being creative, having joy, going out and having fun with people, but also getting serious about reading his word, pursuing his right ways, having a relationship and building a relationship with him. It's time to get serious. It's time to take it serious, my guys. Now, not next week, not at next new year, not in a couple years, not when I have more free time in my life because my job's not as stressful. Today is the day to start doing the hard thing, doing the uncomfortable thing that is also the right thing. This isn't a punishment. It's not a beat yourself up. It's not a make yourself feel pain for the fun of it or whatever, because feeling pain's a good thing. No, it's embracing the pain that comes with breaking away from the bad thing that you're doing, breaking the bad habit, leaving that sin behind, that addiction you have behind you. It is going to be painful, and don't shy away from that pain. It's not a pursuit of pain. It's not a pursuit of being uncomfortable for the sake of it, for the fun of it. It's the pursuing doing the right thing and embracing the fact that there will come pain. There is going to be consequences. This is going to be difficult. This is going to be challenging, but I'm up for it. I'm capable of enduring it. I will master myself. I will conquer my demons, right? That is what it is. It's an embracing of what comes, the result of what comes from breaking that bad habit, shedding that addictive thing you have in your life, and leaving that sin that is plaguing you behind. It's going to be uncomfortable. It's going to be painful. It's going to be undesirable. Who cares? Do it anyways. Today, my dude. Today is the day. Not 20 years ago, not 5 years ago. It would have been great. Man, last year, if I would have started, would have been great. Today is the day where it will be great, because today is the day where you say, I will not, or I will. Whatever it is that is going to lead you away from the sin, the bad thing that you were doing, the thing that was plaguing you and destroying you and leading you astray, you're going to leave that behind you in your yesterday. And today is the day where you're going to start going instead towards God and God's right ways, to bring glory to him in an attempt to start beginning to return the favor that was the gift given to you, which is eternal life, which is salvation for your many sins. The good news, the bad news is that you sinned. The bad news is you messed up and made mistakes and hurt yourself doing stupid things. The good news is you have a Savior that can come and fix you and make you clean and set you apart and transform you into a new, beautiful, holy, righteous creation, turn you into a saint. You can go from a sinner to a saint because of Christ Jesus, because of the gift he's offered to you, which is the place he took for you, the punishment he took on that cross for you in your place. Return that gift by getting serious today about conquering the sin that's plaguing you and leading you away from him. Instead, pursue your Lord and Savior. Instead, go do the righteous thing that's going to lead you towards God, towards him and his right ways. And that's going to be your attempt to even begin returning the gift that was given to you. But attempt it. Do it today, now. No more excuses, my dude. No more excuses. I'm still fat. I've lost a bunch of weight. People compliment me. Still got a bunch of work to go. Still got a bunch of work to do. Game's not over. There's still time on the clock, baby. The race still needs to be run. The finish line has not been crossed, as Paul says. There is still a race to be run. The race is continual. And you don't need to be looking side to side and comparing yourself to others. Well, that person's doing a bad thing. That person's taking a break and drinking water. No, I don't care. You need to keep running that race towards righteousness. You need to keep every day taking forward progress steps, running the long marathon, not the sprint, but the long marathon that is your life ahead of you, however long it is, whether it be 10 more minutes or 70 more years, however long your life is a race. All the time left in your life is a race, and every single moment of that race needs to be forward progress. It needs to be steps forward. It needs to be active, engaging steps forward. Even though you're out of breath, even though you're tired, you're sweaty, you're hot, it sucks. You're looking around at other people and they're stopping and taking breaks. You're looking around at other people and they're giving up. You're looking around at other people and they're having fun, eating at the cafes on the side of the road as you're running this race. And it sucks and it's unfair, but it doesn't matter because you are going to continue running that race. You're going to continue doing the difficult thing, the hard thing, the thing that sucks, and you're going to keep doing it anyways because God is calling you to do that. And when you get to that finish line, you are going to be rewarded with the greatest gift ever. You're going to be rewarded with actual treasures that matter in heaven, and not the gold inside of some tomb in Baghdad or the candy inside of some bag inside of some landfill. You are going to inherit eternal heavenly treasures, but only if you continue running the race, not comparing yourself to other people, not looking back, not looking around you, but looking forward with active, engaging steps forward into the right direction. That is what you're going to do today. My dude, my brother. So thank you for putting up with me. Thank you for hearing me out. Thank you for listening. Hopefully this worked. This might be stream number 2 where the audio didn't work. Hopefully this did. But yeah, I'll catch you on the next stream. Stay tuned for it. Thank you for tuning in. Love you guys. Appreciate you guys. Find me, follow me, subscribe to me, spread me around, share me around to all your friends and family. You know, maybe don't. I don't know. But yeah. With that, I'll catch you guys soon. Love you guys. Do good, be good, love and be loved. Jesus loves you. Jesus does really love you. And therefore I love you because I love Jesus. And yeah, catch you guys soon. Thank you. Have a good day. I'm gonna go kick it with these ducks. You see my chair over here? These ducks for some reason really like me. I'm gonna go kick it with them in my chair. I can't see on the camera. There. I'm gonna go kick it with my chair. I'm gonna go chug some water. I'm going to listen to a sermon and kick it with my quacking ducks over there. So be good, do good, love and be loved. I'll catch y'all. See ya.